So I found this.
Come on over here. Come on over here. No, you flipped me off. Come on, coward. No. Come on. You're not an intellectual. You're a fake and a fraud.
It's so good. Throw your hands up
SciFiRebellion.
when
Psych.
things are
The
great.
SciFiRebellion
Is dead.
is dead.
It is
Welcome.
no more.
Welcome
To
to the
the
worst
new.
case.
An improved worst case.
It's the worst case. You know what the worst case is, actually? Is that someone clicked on this video? That's the
Yeah.
worst case. Get out.
And
Exactly.
they were just trying
Get
to
out
look
now.
for educational.
We're the worst case podcast when all the other podcasts have failed you. They're either not good, they're not out, or they're not relevant. You come to us. We're the worst case.
When everything else fails.
And that's where we thrive.
And honestly,
In the chaos.
the best case is that this podcast is released. So you have to bank on that as well. The worst case
Yeah.
has to become the best case in order for you to even entertain yourself with the worst case.
We're a
So-
paradoxical podcast.
And currently, this is the best case, the worst case, because we're coming live at you. We're not actually live.
Live from
live.
New York. Live from New York City. Live from
You're-
Saturday Night Live.
Live from.
We're live from a lot of different things.
We're just live.
We're alive.
Nah, some,
Then
not all.
I'm half dead.
2 of us are dead.
You know, guys, I've been having this problem lately where
Guess
I've
in
been
the
wanting
comments.
to, I don't know, maybe
Here it is.
pass a bribe. You ever have this
Pass a
problem?
bribe?
You're like, oh man, I need to get some building done. You know, I don't have time to wait on the city and their ordinances. I need to pass a bribe.
Naturally.
This happens, every day I
Telling
wake
you
up.
how to pass
I
a
can't
bribe.
tell how many bribes I pass on a day-to-day. It's
Thousands.
Too many to count.
Thousands. Sometimes it's just the Jolly Rancher. You know, you bribe your nephew to not tell your sister that you kicked their dog. You know, that hasn't happened to me.
Anybody who's anybody knows you don't bribe someone with a Jolly Rancher. You bribe
Yeah.
somebody with a Reese's Pieces. Maybe a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Maybe they don't want the Reese's peanut butter. Maybe he's allergic
Yeah.
to peanuts, eh? Ever think
Hey,
of that?
You're bribing the wrong kind of people if they're going after something other than Reese's peanut butter cup. Just throwing that out there.
Whoa.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I
I'm not sure how to
typically,
feel.
I typically
Wrong.
bribe people with Mars bars, but perhaps this book can enlighten us on other ways to pass a bribe
Dude, I've been getting
outside of candy.
so into the white chocolate Kit Kat bars. They're so
Oh,
good.
I was
Oh,
thinking
I've
white
had
chocolate
those.
peanut butter cup. I was like, that sounds gross.
Dude,
No,
white chocolate peanut butter
chocolate
cups are
bar.
fire, though. Those are
White
good.
chocolate's
never
just
had
white
one of
chocolate
that.
is a weird flavor. I
What
can't
is it?
I
I
love
can't
white
get
chocolate.
fully behind it.
Like,
Oh,
what
It's
is
like
white
it's
chocolate?
milk chocolate or nothing. Dark chocolate's like too grassy,
What are you, a
and
child?
white chocolate is too
Grow
like,
up. Grow up.
vanilla-y.
There's more than milk in this world, boy. You gotta explore.
Come
There's
on.
only milk.
You gotta open your horizons. There's definitely some good white chocolate and dark chocolate things.
Cookies and cream, like Hershey bar, isn't bad for white chocolate. That's like white chocolate with like little chocolate chips or something in it. That's not bad.
All I'm saying is get your hands on a white Kit Kat bar and have your expectations.
Subverted.
There is so good. Just
Well,
been
We'll
found
see.
there.
I
We'll
don't
see.
know.
But
I don't know about that. Well, I know about passing a bribe, though. Thanks
Yeah,
to
well,
this.
Oh, the bribe. I bribed somebody with a Kit Kat
using milk chocolate.
bar.
I'm
No,
gonna guess
white
that this doesn't actually even cover the use of chocolates as bribe materials. You know, that's a
that's-
separate guide.
chocolate.
Gonna
Okay.
have to knock
Does
a
it tell
point
you
off
what
for
to
that.
bribe with?
It
Is
says,
there any... Lovely.
I'm gonna think. Oh no,
didn't
it
know if
actually
that'd get
doesn't.
through.
It implies that there's money being, like
Money,
cash
cash.
dollars.
Cash
If you
money.
believe it, that's kind of odd.
Is it insinuating? Does it say money? Because there could be
It-
other things of value that are worth bribing, like maybe a
Oh,
diamond.
it actually has a specific. We don't want to. It's six. It's the
Yeah.
sixth step. We're jumping
Yeah,
ahead.
we got to follow the
We,
step. Yeah,
we know before.
pace ourselves.
We've
Pace
seen
ourselves.
what happens when we don't
We're
cover
asking
everything.
Too
Cole,
many questions at round 1.
moment of silence for Cole's aunt or whatever it was.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh
Cole's-
no, my grandma. That when
Yeah.
he misguided.
yeah.
Let's just
she
say
didn't jump
that was on
diagonally from
purpose.
the line.
She
Let's
jumped
just say she
perpendicularly,
passed me
but
a
just
bribe.
straight up.
She
Yeah.
passed me a bribe to make sure that she could die. She was like, I'm tired of my grandson. He comes around my house. He expects me to give him things and
So did
make
she read-
him sandwiches.
So she
and I
did
hate
read the
him.
book in its entirety. That was
No.
conscious.
She
So
just-
how did she know how to pass a bribe? if
Well,
she
she
didn't
had
read
to
the
look
book?
up that specific chapter. She knew that she needed just that
She
information.
was.
If she
was-
owns the book,
She didn't know
read
how
the
to.
whole book.
She didn't need to
It's-
know how to report a UFO sighting or
She did.
foil an
She only
abduction.
reads the content
She
of the
did.
book when it's absolutely necessary.
Crucial.
It's just like a survival guide. It's like when you're in another country and you have like a little language book on you. She just has that on her. She's like, table of
She's
contents
flipping
flips
through.
rapidly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Step 1.
Step 1, boys. This is passing bribe with the worst case. We're passing bribes. Step
Passing
1.
bribes.
If you are hassled by an official, be friendly but aloof. Do not show concern or act
Aloof.
surly. Remain calm and good-natured. Try to determine if there's an actual problem or if the official is seeking some additional unofficial compensation.
So unofficial could come in the form of cabbage or
Like how
gold,
Sand.
yeah.
but
Magic sand.
probably cabbage.
Probably
or yeah,
magic
magic sand, beans.
No.
You know what that did to Jack?
Small
Well,
alien.
A s-
Small alien, I suppose, could be used.
Small
in,
one.
A small
Not
one,
like
yeah.
a smart
want-
one, but like a little pet alien.
Yeah.
like a
Like that
dog?
thing from from Lost in Space, that little like planet destroyer thing. You know what I'm talking about?
I
No.
was immediately thinking of
Alright.
No.
like a
No idea.
flubber.
Oh, it was Flubber an
Flubber.
alien?
Yeah.
Yeah.
wait,
It's
no,
been
it
a
was
while
like some
since
sort
I've
of
seen that movie.
science,
I thought he
No,
I thought he made
yeah.
that. He was a chemist.
It was made. You're right, but like I still pictured an alien like him that I could. obtain.
Robin Williams would be disappointed.
He would be
You're right.
turning
And you're-
in his slime right now.
He made it. So
he would be,
like he's in
he would be rolling in his flubber right now.
He would be
Oh.
bouncing on the sides of his coffin at an ever-increasing rate due to the presence of the flubber within his coffin.
Due to the flubosity of the whole situation.
The flubber and the flub. Okay, fuck. All right. So,
Flubber's not an alien. What is step 2?
so I guess what step 1 is basically saying is like, you know, make sure that you're not just going up to someone and offering a bribe when it's not a necessary.
So
thing.
don't just go up and be like, "Here's some cash. Do
Or, like,
something for
Yeah.
me."
Or
You
if
gotta
you
be
start
good
to have
by
a problem
nature.
with someone,
Dealer's
don't
choice.
expect that cash is just going to all of a sudden resolve it
Or-
unless you really
or
feel like that
unofficial
is
compensation.
the case. Well, yes. Well, I think
don't
that
walk up
they're
to, like,
meeting, they're meeting.
You need to
bribe.
get your car past inspection trying to save a buck. Don't go asking to give a guy a, no sort of little show you know what I'm saying?
No one knows what you're saying. Step
You
2:
spoke another
never
language there.
blatantly
The OG
offer a
Shackers know
bribe.
what I'm saying.
Never blatantly offer a bribe. If you've misinterpreted the official's intentions, you may get yourself in additional trouble by overtly offering a bribe. Makes sense. That's kind of
just
relating
don't-
back to what we just said. Basically,
Just don't do it overtly. Do
yeah,
it
well,
subtly.
just don't do it
Gotta
at
be
all
aloof.
unless you know for a fact that that's what they're looking
Or
for.
come out the gate swinging, and maybe it'll work.
Look
You
at
gotta
this.
get an official that will take your
I'm
bribe, not
fly-
one that's just gonna drop it.
Flying in the face of everything the book says.
Yeah,
No,
you're just the
this
worst.
is bad. You're passing on bad information. Someone out there is gonna just start bribing people. And they're
Cole,
not
you
even gonna-
lost your grandma because she didn't get the information correctly.
Yeah, I've
and
become
now
a-
you're dooming others'
Look,
grandma.
I've become an anarchist. If
You
I
have.
if I and my grandma have suffered, then everybody will suffer.
Yeah,
They don't
exactly.
deserve to suffer.
So it's not fair.
The information given will be discernible.
No.
Yes.
Stop your lies. Stop your lies, and moreover,
Cease.
step 3.
Step 3.
If you are
Yeah.
accused of an infraction, ask to pay a fine on the spot. Say that you would rather not deal with the mail or go to another location, citing your fear that the payment will get lost. Mention that you want to make sure the money gets to the proper person.
Give like a swanky way of, this isn't a bribe. This is money for
bribe.
different reasons.
This is me handling the situation.
Yeah,
Hey,
I like that. I never thought about it like that.
That's how you.
How would
That's
you
how you give a
initiate?
bribe non-overtly.
Yeah.
It's Winnie's extendo neck right now.
This
For a lot.
microphone is just slowly falling away from me every time. You can see it.
Yeah, you can
For those
slowly see
listening,
it
my
moving.
microphone has decided that the stand.
Maybe if you could get like a
Doesn't suit
book
its
to
needs
wedge in
anymore.
there.
Maybe if I go back on it and then I move it close, maybe it'll stop.
There
I
you go.
believe. Hey.
Magic.
And that's the
Ayo.
magic of passing bribes, everybody. So, I don't know. The problem is, what is the situation in which you're... I guess maybe if you're like in a foreign country and it's sus and they like say some shit about your passport or like try to take your passport and you're like, I will pay a fine right now to you, sir, if there is a problem. But otherwise, what is this information? Who's passing
I don't
I
know
don't
if
think that would
anywhere.
be very
know if-
helpful in another country. They would just be like, no.
Yeah.
And
I feel like
then they
maybe
would just destroy you.
is like bribing judges, is that like actually super common? Because if so, I mean that maybe that everybody's getting their information from this
Not
book.
super common. It is a crime.
Yeah, but I mean, clearly the book said so is bribing sometimes. Depends
true.
on whether it's official or unofficial. Because if you're at like a street market, trying to hustle, like I don't know, you bribing some street vendor, it's gonna, it's all under the table kind of stuff. But if you're
What
like
are you bribing
trying to,
street vendors
Why would
for?
you
get at it.
bribe a street
I
vendor?
think Cole's
we're gonna
mixing
move
up bribing
we're gonna move
with
past that
bartering.
example. Like
What?
I,
Hey, cabbage man, go
I'll
take
give you
care of
$3.
this for me.
suppose you steal a cabbage from the
give-
man, from the
I'll give
cabbage
you-
man. You steal
Yeah.
a cabbage from the cabbage man, and then he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna got a gaps on you," and you're like, But what if we handle this under the table? Like that's a very
So
unofficial
you
circumstance.
pay for a cabbage. You went there and stole the cabbage.
Well, I
and then
mean-
said, "I'll bribe you to keep things quiet," and you give him money. That's a
Well,
that's
it
just
would-
a
it would-
simple market transaction with violence in between.
It would be extra because you're paying for the cabbage and for him to be quiet.
Yeah,
You are ultimately
all
paying for the
that-
cabbage.
all that to get cabbage.
You have
One
no idea.
cabbage.
Look at all those cabbage examples. Cabbage
Dude.
can be
I only think of
formed a
one
number of
thing
ways.
when I see cabbage. I just think of the Avatar cabbages guy. My cabbages.
Yeah. Or coleslaw. One or the
Coleslaw.
other.
I think in
There's-
general what you just said, Cole, is entirely useless information. And what we're trying to focus on here is government corruption and the passing of bribes and how that's conducted.
Yeah.
So if you wouldn't mind
I
and
don't know how
just
they-
shutting up about your fucking street markets, I don't want to hear shit about your fish, and I don't want to. I don't want to fish. I don't want to go
Guess it'd
fishing.
be a
I
fish
don't want to
market.
get in a boat. I don't want to buy a fishing rod. I don't want to
He
go
doesn't
to
wanna-
the Dick's Sporting Goods. I don't want to get in my car. I don't want to leave my house. I don't want to move. I don't want to be alive.
Are you okay?
No, I'm totally not fine. Step 4. Try to speak
Christ.
and
Just
deal
got
with
so tired.
only
That was
one
fun.
official. Speak to the person who acts as though he or she is in charge. If you offer money to a junior officer while a superior is present, the superior may demand more.
Or
that makes
call
sense.
you out for bribing.
Well, I think the idea is just like, exactly.
I'd
Yeah,
be
but the
like,
idea is
I
like you
didn't
want to
bribe
target
under wraps.
target one
I didn't-
person, because otherwise,
well-
if somebody else hears, they're gonna be like, well, you got to bribe me as well. But if you bribe the one dude initially, then he can be
Just
like,
one.
all right, just watch out for my homie over there.
Well, yeah, when that book said that if you're doing it to a junior officer and a senior officer is present, I thought that the senior officer was gonna be like, "Hey, don't accept bribes" or something like that. Instead, the book's like, "Cause he might want some more," and I was like, not really where I thought that was going, but
Both potential outcomes.
I guess if you're in a really corrupt country, it's just all about money
like
rather
America.
than the law. Yeah. I wonder how common bribing is in America. If any
We-
cops have been like bribed, I
Probably
feel like
pretty
we should.
common.
We can definitely
You just
look
have
up
to know
some
certain people.
statistics.
I feel like we I don't know. I probably could be completely proven wrong by statistics, but I feel like we probably have a good hold on that. I don't feel like any cop
No,
I've
we
ever
do not.
experienced. Any
What-
cop I've ever experienced has been like open to bribe. But then again, I could have only
Dude,
slipped
yeah,
in like a 20.
you're definitely wrong on that. I'm gonna say that right now.
Big boy
Corruption,
statistics.
especially in police
think-
departments, dude. Crazy.
Crazy.
It
Yeah.
depends on I think locations most of
Totally.
the time.
Yeah.
Totally.
Your rural cops probably are getting bribed less. Although I'm sure small bribes to keep things under wraps happens in small cities because it's more of a community base. But how, what, what is the point of all this? This is for how to do a bribe.
It
This
is
is
an odd thing that this is even covered. Who is this for?
I'm more surprised that you picked it. You scoundrel.
Remember
You
last
decided you
podcast
wanted
we
to
picked
learn.
this. I said
Oh.
pick a number between 1 through 4, and then remember
And
one of
neither
you
of
said
us did.
7 and one of you said
Neith-
12. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then Cole was about to say ask the commenters, and then Jarod just said, "Oh, it was 3," and I said, "All right, how to pass a bribe and government corruption."
Is it
This
under
is
like are
what
these under categories or like are there chapters? Is it alphabetically listed
There's-
situations?
there's
What's the order to
sections.
these?
There's like sections that are, so like this section is
Criminal side.
quote getting there, because this is about travel. So I guess the idea is that there's a potential that you might have to pass a bribe when
To get
traveling.
there.
Interesting place to put. I would think crime
Dude,
would be
yeah,
a more
well, I
appropriate
mean,
place.
If
Like
you're
how
like
to
going
steal
through
steal from a bank or something like that.
Yeah. I
We're
feel
giving
like
out
if you're
dangerous
like
information.
maybe going through like some sort of like these people are like managing this like short bridge, but it's the only way in town. And you like bribe them to let you through.
A
Is that
short
a-
bridge. You're talking about a troll? A troll that just like
Sort-
guards
Yeah,
a
like a
bridge?
troll toll.
Sort of like a
The troll toll.
bridge.
The troll toll.
The troll toll for
To
the
get
boy's
in.
soul.
Yes, the boys' hole.
The boy
Yeah.
soul.
Okay. So we're gonna continue delivering this incredibly useful information.
Are we on
here.
step 5? Step 6?
5. Offer
Step 5.
to make a donation to the official's organization. Say that you'd like to pay for gas, uniforms, car repairs, expenses, or other needs. Again, this is like you're going
That's
to
a
be
big
bribing them with money. The money
Yeah.
can be used in many different ways.
Although
We need to
when
I think we need to contact these guys. I think we need to
can-
contact them. They're going to
we
be
can
like,
reach out.
no one has ever taken this book seriously until you guys who are breaking it down step by step in such a peculiar manner that not only can no information be derived, but every step sounds more stupid than the last. And I'll be like, yes, but also, why did you write this book? And then he'll be like, I don't know. And then we'll get him on the podcast, and then he'll be like,
He'll be our first guest.
I am the worst case, man. If
Well,
we could
right-
do that, that would be insane. He's like, how many subscribers you got? We're like,
27.
17,
We're at 27, Jared.
27.
Please. Uh,
and after this podcast,
What-
we might be up to 25.
when I think of bribes, I think of like a small like personal thing. I'm not like I wouldn't think to be like, you and your buddies need new uniforms. I got you, cause like a personal bribe, like if you give somebody like $500, it's like wow, that's $500. Thanks, that's a personal $500 that I could use on whatever I'd like. But if you're like doing something for an entire community, I guess it'd be more like legal way about going about bribing, but that's a way more money. Like new cars, new uniforms, that's thousands of dollars,
The money.
if not
Yeah,
tens of thousands. Which it's like that's more than a bribe.
I don't think
It's a
I have
big
enough
bribe.
finances to bribe people.
To buy an entire station,
Yeah.
and it's heavily implying these are police officers.
Yes.
Didn't really have a variety in the situation.
The whole police station is probably corrupt, and you're in like some sort of movie where they're just all coming to get you.
They're all dirty pigs.
We have one last step here. If you don't have cash, be prepared to offer goods instead. And I'm not even going to read what it says because it's basically like exactly what that title says. It has a sentence just listing different things that you could potentially watches,
what are they?
Cameras, and other electronics. Goods instead of cash. If you don't have money. This book is astounding.
Wait,
truly,
what?
They're like you can offer goods instead of money. And they're like times when this might be good or if you don't have money, for example.
Interesting. It's funny that I didn't say services. Usually those two words are paired together, goods and services. Like, hey, I'll wash your car or something like that.
I feel like this guy, like, just thinks of, like, an idea, like, oh, how do I bribe somebody? And the first thing that comes to his head in 0.5 seconds is what he writes down. And he doesn't know much about these things, so he just writes down, like, really repetitive first instinct ideas.
That man and that writing was to meet the 250 word minimum. That's what that man was doing right there.
I think it's strange too because like out of everything you could cover about travel, you're talking about how to pass a bribe? How many people do you know that have traveled and then come back and been like, yeah, so I had to pay off the guy with my luggage? Like, where are you you're traveling to, like, Sudan?
I know.
Saudi Arabia?
I actually do know one person who had to do a bribe.
Are you shitting me right? Story time.
No,
You need to make this story up if you don't know.
Like, can I tell?
No. I don't know if I should.
Don't tell names, bro. That's fine. No names.
There was a person that
not like anyone would know the name, anyways. But
sorry to all our fans in Mexico. There was a man that I knew, or still do, and he went to Mexico and was unsure of the legal applications of some drugs that might be getting legalized across some countries.
Sand.
And tried to, light up. And just then, a Mexican law enforcement officer came in and put him up against the wall, put him in handcuffs, and was like, you are under arrest, in Spanish, habla español. And my friend, we'll say, slipped money out of his pocket and said, this is all I have. And the guy took it, looked at him, uncuffed him, and left. And he immediately left Mexico.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I actually do know somebody that traveled and had to do a bribe.
What a terrible
nobody else
situation to, like, be in. They're like, oh, I can stop being so anxious. Just sit back, relax, light up. And then, bang, arrested by another country's cops.
On the spot.
Oh my gosh, that would be terrifying.
Yeah. So, but I know plenty of other people who have traveled, not experienced that. However, I also don't explicitly ask if they had to bribe anybody in their travels. But I feel like usually if you bribe somebody, it's a story worth telling when you get back from
definitely. If I bribed somebody, I would tell them, I would share the story. I think
the situation in itself has to be crazy enough that a bribe has to be the card played.
Should we check out what bribery and corruption is? Should we learn?
What is bribery and corruption?
Let's learn. This is learning time. I'm gonna pause this.
Seconds.
I'm gonna pause this so many times.
Yeah.
I like that song they're using at the beginning. That's pretty cool.
That's nice. And there's Pac-Man.
Shout out Global Ethics.
Bribery and corruption is serious business.
Whoa, what's up with these? I'm not in China, bro. What is up with that?
What's up with your VPN right now?
From the grand corruption of high-level officials to the everyday dishonest favors in business, corruption and bribery can be devastating to your organization.
Corruption and bribery are bad. This is what we're learning. This is important.
This is all talking
Oh,
about.
we're 15 seconds in.
This is all talking about like the higher ups, like big business bribing stuff to have go their way.
Big pharma.
It's not talking about like travel bribery.
That's true.
Which is primarily what we were focused on.
Yeah,
travel bribes.
You're gonna have to.
Well,
this seems like more
maybe.
This might still add some context to the more global conversation of bribery.
Bribery is much more of like an open kind of topic, and so is corruption. But when you put them together, I feel like it's commonly associated with like big businesses and stuff like that, because it goes hand in hand versus
Palpatine.
Sure.
All right.
Yes.
More corruption. We must learn. We must learn.
Understand. We must understand.
It should not be tolerated. So what is corruption? Corruption is the abuse of entrusted power for private gain. It can be grand, petty, or political. It doesn't matter what kind, how much money is involved, or who does it. It's still wrong.
So I think that's
always
important.
wrong.
To all our listeners, it is wrong.
It's horrible.
Wrong.
It's
and
awful.
If you get away with it, it's a good story.
If you have to remember anything, remember that. If you can successfully bribe somebody or commit corruption on any scale, it's super cool. You'll have a great story.
Makes for great content to discuss.
Super
wrong.
Awesome content.
It is wrong, but God, you're gonna look so cool.
You get to go home at the end of the night, just like sit there,
snuggle up to the missus.
Texting like all your friends, yo, just dealt with bribes today. Nothing big happening here.
My only hope is that someday we could
now.
Just get this podcast big enough to be able to commit any amount of corruption, any amount, just even small.
I know it
amounts.
said the video said petty corruption's a thing, so I feel
that's
like
what I'm saying. Even the smallest amount, we can just.
So let's start some corruption right now. I would say that's petty corruption.
Yes, let's spitball some corruption ideas here.
Who are we corrupting each other?
I'm gonna smash your projector if you don't give me $100.
But I'm over here, and you're.
Take a while. It's not gonna be live.
You're down there.
I'll start a live stream right now of me starting
traveling across the country,
hammer
in hand.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have a hammer. I'm just gonna be running. I'm not.
You can edit and have some nice house EDM playing in the background.
Yeah, I'm gonna
filming the landscapes and stuff.
It's gonna be really
a cute artsy video.
Really cute artsy video. I find like a stray dog halfway through, and he like follows me on my journey, and it's like a really uplifting journey to Winnie, and then it just ends with me brutalizing.
Smashing the projector.
I'm just in the background like, what the fuck, man? It's like 3 a.m. when Jarod gets there. I'm totally asleep.
Should have gave me the $100.
You loser. Bribery, corruption. Oh, this is gonna be such a great story.
No, but that was an unsuccessful. Wait, is that a bribe? That's just corruption.
That's just property damage.
Yeah,
I wanted to break his projector, so like it's a win-win for me. If I would have gotten $100, it would have been cool. But
I feel like corruption. Corruption in our case would be like if we got an ad sponsor and then proceeded to make every podcast about like their product and slowly going in on it, then we become corrupt.
Yeah,
because we're not sticking to the worst case ideals that we set forward in last week's episode. Go peep that out. Link in the description. Actually, it's popped up on the screen right here.
It's not.
Oh shoot!
It's right there. It's also right here.
It's not there
and
either.
It's gonna be right here.
It's not gonna be anywhere. In fact, right now I'm gonna play the part from Star Wars Episode 1 when Anakin is talking to Padme about 3PO, and I don't actually remember what he says. I'm just gonna play part of that right now.
He goes, "Are you an angel?"
No, I'm not playing that part. It's another part. Ready? Here, it just played.
Are you an angel? What?
That was interesting. I didn't even know what part I was going to play there. How about that?
It's just going to be some scene from like E.T.
My goal is to slowly, over the course of this podcast, have played every single moment of Star Wars Episode 1 in clip format. The only
we only have 5
it'll
more
be a
to
challenge.
do.
It'll be
So
a challenge.
if you do a compilation video and then just edit it out that clip and watch all of them in a row, it's just the Star Wars movie.
You gotta get one of those professional clippers to do that.
Yeah.
Clip master.
Go through all of our videos and get the episode 1 clips.
Could you
And
imagine?
then somebody who's never seen episode 1, we can tell them after they've seen all our episodes, hey, you actually have seen.
You have seen the
Episode
best
1.
Star Wars.
Here's a little tidbit. Just go watch for them all again, and you'll find it out.
I'm not sure if we started implementing this strat in episode 1 of our podcast, but it's probably best just to rewatch and double check.
Might as well, just to be safe.
Might as well. And then rewatch it again after that in case you missed it.
I think we need to learn more about corruption, boys. We clearly did not quite understand it to begin with.
We're still learning corruption.
Bribery is a crime in which
Okay, bribery. This is bribery time.
We're on bribery now.
So we were
Is a
just
crime
in
in
the
which-
corruption part of it now, in the
Yeah.
bribery.
Yes.
Okay.
Silence for bribery.
might
I swear.
start-
Corruption is
I
abuse
swear.
of power.
Interrupt
Bribery is.
is a crime in which money, a favor, or something of value is promised to, given to, or taken from an individual or corporation in an attempt to sway his or its views, opinions, or decisions. Make no mistake.
Wow.
Do you see how much
That's-
money they had? They just had a
That's what I'm saying.
a
I don't
trolley.
have the money to
Here's the
bribe
pro-
people.
I
Here's
think if
the
I had
problem.
that much
Walking around
money,
with literal money bags.
Here's the problem. There's a third guy in that situation now. Look at that.
And they're
now,
and
now
and
you
they're
gotta pay
working-
him to stay quiet about
you
it.
know,
They're also
I'm,
probably working together because they're twins. Look.
I'm gonna say, not to start any sort of conspiracy, but these two guys look awfully
similar. The
Awfully
exact same outfit and everything.
And
what
hair.
I'm thinking is for
Yeah.
bribes, what I'm getting
One
from
is
this
sitting though, the other's
to
walking.
commit bribes,
so.
you need to clone yourself and get a trolley that is
For
big
your
enough to
money.
hold 2 small sacks and 1 big sack of money. And only at that point, I think, is what they said, will you be able to commit bribe.
Successfully
Now
bribed.
we can't see the bag does imply money with the money symbol,
Well,
but
maybe you
Pennies.
it could. There
you
could
pull a
be,
little corruption in your bribe and you don't give real money,
like potatoes. I was thinking potatoes because it looked like
and you put a little
Potatoes.
gold
Potatoes
coins on the
with
top.
rocks in them.
put
So
some
they can't even enjoy them.
potatoes and rocks. Yeah, you
No, potatoes with
with
rocks.
rocks. Yeah,
shoved
you
in
spend
potato.
time like shoving
the
gravel
potato.
and stuff.
So
Yeah.
if they
It's
just
gonna
try
be
to
a lot of
recoup
extra
a little
work,
bit
but
through the
well worth
potatoes,
it.
they
Yeah,
can't even. They
we'll
try to
pre-cook
mash
the
the
potatoes a
potatoes. They
little
break
bit,
their
so-
masher.
Yeah.
They try to
Cook
slice
the
the potatoes. They break their knives. They're like, this guy
We'll
really
pre-cook the
messed
potatoes a
me
little
up.
bit so that we can easily shove rocks in them.
Maybe
And
because
then
obviously that'd
we'll,
be
like-
a lot. That'd be a lot of time. Maybe just mash the potatoes fully, and just throw the rocks in, and then get one big spoon.
That
And that way
seems
just
more
have
like
genius.
a rock stew, though. Not so
No,
much.
they'd be rock
Potatoes,
potatoes. It's just mashed potatoes. People can distinguish.
Enough.
A stew
with
would be
your
like
rocks.
if there was like a lot of butter. Maybe no butter.
I liked it better in a full potato because, like, somebody might go up to, like, a potato and be like, oh, look at this potato, nom. But nobody's gonna, like, go
No
get
one's
a
gonna
bowl.
do that.
Nobody's
No
gonna
one
do
has
that.
ever done that, Jared.
No,
No one
nobody's
has
gonna-
ever done that.
Somebody's done that.
Have you
but
ever bitten a
nobody's-
potato that's
I'll
raw?
tell you what. I'll tell you what. If I get a bowl of mashed potatoes and put that in and I'm just gonna see big
It's a
rocks.
sack.
in it.
It's
I'm
a
not
sack.
gonna,
No,
I'm not gonna
I mean,
accidentally
you would just
eat
you
rock
would make
potato.
sure that there's no rocks on the surface of the sack of mashed potatoes. It's simple as that. And think about how much time it's going to take to pre-cook the potatoes.
All I
a
can
little
say
bit.
is
Just a little
Shove
bit.
rocks in. Shove rocks in them.
look at this. Look at this moment here. Look at this.
What are?
Watch
Oh,
this.
this is holes. Oh, dude, this.
Watch this.
This made me want to bite. Yeah,
This
this
is
made me want to bite
onions.
into one.
This is onions,
these are-
and no
they're
one has
radishes.
ever done this with onions. Oh wait, is it radishes?
A radish.
No,
It's
Isn't it?
onion.
it's a radish.
I think it's a radish.
It sounds like a radish.
It sounds good as hell.
Yeah, I never eat
Dude, listen to
something
that
crunchy.
crisp.
maximize the
Listen,
crunch.
listen to Chris.
It
Wait,
made me
ready?
think
Wait,
that
shh,
radishes
listen.
were gonna taste good. Audible crunch.
Beautiful.
My point, however, is that
You said
I've
it's a
never
hot
seen
fudge
anybody
sundae?
do. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what they say.
Oh,
My
Shia.
point is, I have never seen anybody eat whatever that is the way they're eating it, and they're having a great time. But my
Yeah.
point beyond that is, it's
They
not
are.
potatoes, and potatoes are so much worse than whatever that is. Be it radish, onion, beet. It's not a potato, and they're still eating it like it's the juiciest shit. My point
Yeah.
being, potatoes.
was. It was
They
covered in
wouldn't. They
mud.
couldn't even do that with potatoes. Nobody has ever
Pre-cooked
like.
them.
All right.
Yeah, they're pre-cooked with
They're
rocks.
pre-cooked. They're pre-cooked. Winnie. People would do those pre-cooked.
Just
potato.
as you said, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just enough to make it soft so the rocks can go in nice and easy.
This guy seems cool.
Winnie, why don't you get it?
Who is this guy?
He's just eating her all.
Wait, hold on. Here we go.
There we go.
Oh, so
There
like
you
some
go.
cool celery.
It's very
There we
crunchy.
go. I think we're all satisfied now.
Clearly, there's no rocks.
It's delicious. It really is.
Oh yeah, because
This man is lying. It's not
It's
delicious.
delicious. It really is.
That potato has no flavor.
But
Dude, I
don't
want
know,
to eat a
something's been
potato like
moving.
that right now. Wait,
Dude,
what
this
is
guy?
What is he?
This
what is
guy
he gonna-
is very cool. I think this guy has probably some great content.
He might be.
What
I
was-
don't know. Something's been moving on me. I've been praying about this. You know, you check out Genesis 1:29. I don't know how I missed this.
There you
That's
go.
what God says you shall eat. It's really cool.
It's
But, yeah,
potatoes.
you know, off the trees and stuff. You know, and then of course the
Potato trees.
basically vegetables and fruits. Going on.
What is this?
Ew. Why is the video's titled "Eating Raw Potatoes" and that is such a small part of what he's trying to get
Ground.
on about?
This is like
He's
This
touching
it's
God.
very rare. It's very rare that on YouTube you come across just such like golden hidden content.
How many? It says 21,000 views. How many
600. We're
subscribers?
definitely going on that channel after we finish this
He's
potato.
We're,
But,
we're subscribers to
old.
this channel. Ooh, that didn't sound as good.
It was a bigger chunk.
His
About a
face.
week. Almost a week. Been doing raw potatoes.
Raw potatoes. Why?
Who'd have ever thought it? So I
No
go
one.
check out YouTube.
No.
Videos on there. People are freaking out eating these. You know, making a big deal
Clearly,
about eating raw potatoes.
21,000
Oh, man, you're
people
eating raw
have
potato.
thought it.
It's dangerous too, you know.
This
That
guy's too
little scuff.
cool for danger. Eating raw potatoes dangerous? Shit, dog. That's all you had to
Scuff he
say.
gave. He rolled his eyes at the people, at the non-believers.
Dude, he's actually
So I go
so
check out YouTube.
confident in his potato
Videos
eating
on there.
ability.
People are freaking out eating these. You know, making a big deal about eating raw potatoes. Like, oh man, you're eating a raw potato. It's dangerous too, you know.
Dude,
Yeah.
who
Okay.
are these people?
Yeah. All
Who are
right.
these
Dangerous.
people?
Sure.
How many times has this guy gone
this
out
is
in
Jason.
public?
This is Jason Warner.
Dude,
This is Jason
how many
Warner.
times has this guy gone out in public with a raw potato to eat it in front
Just a
of
little
people
snack.
just
Maybe-
to get a reaction?
Oh
out of
yeah,
them?
that's true. That's true.
He is fishing for potato
No.
reaction.
No, he doesn't want the reaction. That's the thing. He's like, everybody's freaking about eating potato. It's a potato. In his life, eating a potato is just something he does during the week.
Dude, yeah,
No pre-cooked.
I could eat bark, but it doesn't mean that it's like.
But you wouldn't have that cool attitude while
It's so
doing
good
it.
for you.
It's so good for you. Don't you understand, guys? The potatoes.
It's straight from the ground. It's
The
good for you.
Hold on, I need to cut into just my face on. Oh wait, I don't have it right. Never mind, I can't. But the potatoes are good for you. The raw potatoes,
for
they're
you.
dangerous. They're dangerous for you. You understand? But that's what makes it good. That's what
Yeah.
makes it. That's what
It's the
delivers the
fight
health to your
for
body.
health.
It's
People
through
say
the,
they're
through the
dangerous.
danger.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Look
Dangerous.
at
what
this
you're
guy.
worried about. All right.
Look at
Little
this
raw
guy.
potato.
He seems to be handling himself quite nicely.
Loaded with so many nutrients.
So much.
Yep.
Tastes really good too.
So many.
Tastes really
Tastes
good.
great.
That's why everyone eats them.
So that's a new.
What up?
You know, I'm doing the
Oh, he's cool.
raw kale, cabbage, turmeric. That's delicious. Garlic cloves.
What is he describing? Is this a diet? He's
A
just he
rabbit's
lists
diet.
like
a rabbit's diet.
he
A
lists
rabbit's
like
diet.
6
He's
things
doing
and
the
it's
little
just like
garlic.
Dude, he's doing the old bunny diet.
what did he
He's
say?
just-
You think his wife? Presumably, he has a wife. He's like, she walks out to the garden, or presuming he has a wife, I should say. Presuming he has a wife, she like walks out, and he's just like in the garden, just like jumping down and everything.
foraging. He's
She's
foraging.
like, Thanksgiving is tomorrow. I needed that. And he's just like, they're good for you. It's actually really good. Cheyenne, I don't think that we should even cook these. We just leave them on the table.
Dude,
He's
going,
like,
can
"The
you
rabbits
imagine
are
going
got
over
in the
to
garden
his,
again?
Can
He's
you
like,
imagine
"Yeah."
going over to his house for Thanksgiving? You just lift up the all the covered stuff, and it's just raw carrots and
Cloves of garlic.
Cloves
Raw
of
carrots is
garlic.
actually normal.
Let's go
compared
pick
to
the
everything else.
corn.
Or like you're over at his house just like during a football game drinking some beers and he's like, or he probably just drink the rye, but you're just
Yeah.
like, he's just like, hey man, you want a potato? You're like, maybe he's talking baked. And he tosses you a raw potato. And you're like,
maybe
and
it's
he's
been
like-
cooked and it's cold now.
he's
And
like,
then
it's
you're like,
actually really good. It tastes delicious, it's full of nutrients. People say it's dangerous. All right.
What,
give
you
it a
think it's
go.
dangerous? Oh, you're not gonna eat it because you think it's dangerous?
I've been connecting with God reading
Okay.
Genesis. Trust me. I know eating raw potatoes is fine.
I want to hear this man's thing about the
Look at
diet
that
again.
smile. Yeah.
It's cursed. It's cursed.
Raw kale, cabbage, turmeric, that's
These-
delicious.
He
garlic
says, "I'm
cloves.
doing the."
what's he laughing at?
Because he knows he's crazy. He knows he's crazy.
A lot of, obviously, spinach, onions, tomatoes.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Watermelon.
Dude,
Ooh.
what was with the
Whoa.
face on tomatoes?
Ah. Look at his eyebrows.
was-
Eyebrow watch. Everybody on
Look at-
eyebrow watch.
It's when he says tomato.
Wait, I missed it.
Turmeric, that's delicious. Garlic cloves.
Did you like this video?
Yeah.
To be part of the winner's share.
A lot of, obviously, spinach,
Here it
onions,
is, here it is.
tomatoes.
Oh. Ew. Oh.
Tomatoes, huh?
Like,
Hey,
you know,
Strawberries are
you
good,
know that's a
grapes, good
sexual,
taste,
a sexual.
y'all know what I'm talking about in the comment section.
Yeah.
Is
Tomatoes,
this
you-
man?
You tomato lovers.
Quick
You
meal,
know,
too. You just
if I've made tomatoes for you
pull out a
when
bag
you
and
come
don't
over,
gotta cook anything.
It's a quick meal. You pull it out of a bag. That's
You're
the
done.
meal. Done. That's
dude,
what you got.
it's like a walking taco. It's like
It
walking
does sound
mashed
so
potatoes.
crunchy.
Well, what's the difference between eating one of these things and eating a raw apple?
Many. He knows how dumb that is. He knows exactly how stupid that is. He's like, oh yeah.
He was like, huh?
Dude, oh my gosh.
Pull out a bag and you don't gotta cook anything. Well, what's the difference between eating one of these things and eating a raw apple?
Wait. Hold on. This guy is mentally disturbed. Watch just the
Falling
range
apart.
the range of emotions after he says what's the difference between eating this and eating an apple. Just watch his face.
Well, what's the difference between eating one of these things and eating a raw apple?
He's like trying not to throw up from the potato, trying to look around, making sure none of his neighbors were watching, feeling great shame for the fact that he's just eating raw potatoes.
That's why he has a fence. The fence wasn't there originally.
He's gotta keep
He
people
just got
away
too-
from yelling
he
at
just
him
got-
for eating potato.
Everybody
He's gotta
thought
protect
that he
his
was an
potatoes.
intruder, like a homeless guy, just eating somebody's like garden. He's like, no, this is my garden. So he put up the fence as privacy, naturally.
Because it was just another occasion where you got yelled at for eating potatoes. He couldn't even be at his house and be safe.
So, that's
Is
that.
he on the street?
I
No,
love you all.
I am
loves
scared.
us.
I'm so scared. You know what I'm more scared
Wait.
though?
For the comments.
Oh, I was thinking just the channel.
Oh, vegan raw potatoes
I'm only here because
what
I'm
is
very
that saying?
satisfied at the crunching
Satisfying
potato.
Cheesy? No,
Oh,
cheesiest?
vegan raw potato. He spelled
Cheesiest?
Jesus wrong, dog.
Cheese whiz. Cheese whiz.
No, just
Cheese whiz. It's cheese whiz.
It's Jesus, dude.
What the heck?
Jesus. Everybody wake up, Jesus. Everybody
Oh
wake
my
up,
God.
Jesus. It's time to celebrate Jesus.
The Lord.
Wow, unbelievable.
Love.
I'm gonna sing a quick song to Jesus.
Dude, what?
Jesus.
Is that like
Jesus,
from maybe
come back.
another version?
No. I hope not. Otherwise, we're being very mean right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I am fairly confident. Should we watch his?
Yes,
Oh.
yes, absolutely yes. He's on the beach.
Yes, there was a time when I looked up to certain people for their athletic ability or character, integrity, whatever. I look up to me anymore. That's it, me.
Just fun at the beach.
Beauty, sexiness, money, perfect health, it's all right here.
I could be wrong,
It's
but I
all
don't think
right
Jesus
here.
would like to hear that, my dude.
Yeah,
Get back to your potatoes and
Sexiness,
shut up about
moneyness,
yourself.
raw potatoes. It's all right here, baby.
Is this a more recent one? I hope it's not more recent.
That
He's
was
gotten back onto the
2019.
potato grind.
2 years ago.
Potato. Oh my God, this was post potato. He went from Jesus to
No.
worshiping himself.
No.
Let's see, what's the most recent?
Potatoes
Oh,
were good
how
for him.
often is he uploading, dude? Oh my God, there's so many.
Such a
Somebody-
stream.
Somebody turned on the
Wait, no.
rain.
I want to see Joseph Biden doesn't get it either.
All right, everybody on YouTube, we're issuing a trigger warning on whatever this man may have to say.
We
Three
do not
other people.
support whatever he says.
Here we go. Here we go. This is also shout out to this guy. I mean,
Josh,
bribes.
Jason-
we can only take
Jason
it so
Winne.
far when it's talking about government. It's not even talking about government corruption. And here we got Jesus and Jason Werner guiding us to a complete episode.
If you're ever gonna click off of one of our podcasts, I hope and I pray to Jesus that Jason Werner is the only thing that you're changing it to.
Subscribe to Jason
Yeah.
Werner, JASONWERNER,
Thank you.
and then unsubscribe, and then make
Into
10 alt
potatoes.
accounts. Subscribe to
Oh, well,
Sexiness and
He
the
had
worst
that
case.
big video that had like a bunch of views.
Oh, this
now
one
I-
is for.
Now I feel bad because I feel like we're punching down at this guy. He's got 4 views. You know,
We're
he's-
just
he's
observing.
just-
We are not
he's-
punching. We are just observing and making.
We're
Look
passing
how
to
happy he
making
is,
comments.
You know?
I know.
Joseph Biden didn't get it either, dude. He's
Maybe
happy
he
about
did.
the topic.
Let's see what maybe Joseph Biden didn't get it. Maybe it's about Jesus. You know,
Dude, he seems happy
could be
about
a-
whatever he's about to talk about. It doesn't
Very
seem
happy.
that big of a deal.
He didn't get the raw potatoes either.
He's like, nobody gets it.
Nobody gets the
understands
potatoes.
The potatoes.
I'm okay. Here we go.
This is not funny, but
Oh,
I literally just heard Joseph
just heard.
Jose Biden.
Pardon?
Jose Biden.
Pardon?
Jose Biden.
Where is this guy going with this?
Excuse me?
Look at his face change. He went from happy to
Christ.
he might.
He's gonna snap.
He's
He's gonna
scaring me.
snap.
Should we see what? Just quoting the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, not knowing that he was speaking on the behalf of white
White
supremacists.
supremacist.
Uh-oh.
So I feel like
There
we're
is clearly
trigger
going to
warning.
be an element of escalation in themes here as this video goes on.
I feel like maybe another video of him doing something less aggressive.
We are already here. We're 4 seconds
here.
in. There's no
We're
turning
here.
back.
I
Right.
We're here.
literally just heard Jose Biden
Jose.
say
Jose.
that he's trying to brag about America. What's so unique about us is that all men and women are endowed by
Amen.
our Creator
Jesus.
with certain
Jesus.
unalienable truths that all men, however it goes, created equal. That Constitution, unfortunately, was only written for those people and their posterity. It did not include women. It did not include Native Americans. And he was...
Wait, I'm going to pause this now. Do we think that he's going to say that he agrees with that or that he disagrees with that? Do you think he's going to be making the point that everyone... Do you think he's going to be making the good point or the bad point? The good direction or the quite awful direction?
I think he's going to say the Constitution was written unjustly. That's where I think he's going. I'm not sure how Jose Biden ties into that, but we'll get to that bridge and pay that troll toll.
Jarod, your mic is up right now.
There we go. Yeah, it's because
welcome to my world.
The dogs go crazy. I didn't want it to disturb.
Just understandable.
Jose.
Yeah, I have no idea which direction this guy's going.
I'm a little scared. But
I'm terrified.
We're currently
it makes me uncomfortable just to visually watch.
We are so close to him.
This
right
is
now.
the face.
Madman.
He terrifies me like the next Ted Bundy.
bragging at that time that he was including, as he called it, blacks and browns. And then he's...
Is this an actual quote by Jose?
I don't know. But he's just going to carry on here.
The Constitution did not include... I mean, I guess there were some plantation owners I heard that, you know, were, whatever they want to call it, African American or black or whatever they called it back then. I mean, we've gone from, you know, Donald
What's his
Trump,
point?
I'm waiting. I am anticipating.
He's a shark in this conversation. He's just saying a whole bunch of stuff, circling around and waiting for to strike on the point. Which it's holding me in. I'm
We're
in
in
anticipation.
I am on the
man.
edge of my seat. This is better than any thriller movie I've seen in the past 5 years.
I am
do feel
definitely
tense.
extremely anxious. I feel like
terrifying.
anything could come out of this guy's mouth, and I wouldn't be that surprised.
How did this man come to our path today?
The real question is, are we going to like or dislike this video? And be his
Remains to be
first-
seen. We will
like or
like or dislike, though.
We make or break this video.
That's true. There's no
Let's
likes or
go.
dislikes.
Yep.
Here
We
we go.
decide if this
Dude,
video is good.
this new guy, they don't even like realize how disrespectful they're being. I don't think that they're trying to be like racist. It's just it's just like the white supremacy mindset, which I've seen it in me. It's in my family, in my genes, y'all. And I'm getting through it. I've interrogated my family with regard to, hey, what was our ancestors all about back in the 1800s and late 1700s?
Yo, what were those
heard
old
that, you know-
bags about? What is wrong with them?
I don't want to know what interrogation includes.
So he is making he's on the right side, but his whole premise is that the Constitution, when it talks about everybody, he's saying it doesn't include women and people of other races, which is like... So what are you saying? What are you saying? What are you getting at? Because, like, are you saying that should be the case? Because it is the case. That's how that is being used now. And if you're saying that shouldn't be the case, then what are you suggesting? That it should be...
I don't even think that he's very good at, like, trying to show what he wants to, say, but... Because he just makes people feel so uncomfortable.
He's got
that
30 seconds to bring it all home.
Yeah, he usually doesn't make it this far into a conversation. So he goes home and he finishes the conversation, then puts it online. And that's how this man has established his whole career.
He's still dealing with his white supremacy, okay? Give him time.
Yeah.
It's in his genes.
It's a personal battle. He's
wearing
interrogated
jeans.
his family.
His
He's
jeans
found
were
out
made by
every
former
detail that
KKK
they
members.
had to spill.
He just needs to stop
There's a governor-
creeping the heck out of people.
Yes.
Of Massachusetts, but that's all I've heard. Nothing about the 1800s and late 1700s. It kind of stops at like, you know, the early part of the 20th century, early 1900s.
Hey, yo, Ma,
But
what were our
this-
grandparents doing back in
Joseph
45
Biden,
AD?
He doesn't
What were
get
they
it either.
doing?
I want to
Wow.
see how far back
It's
I can
today, the
go.
whatever today is, 8th of July, 2021. Anyway, I'm back, y'all. We'll see how this goes.
He's back.
Oh.
Oh,
look at that.
and the ending.
Dude,
Didn't like that.
so ambiguous.
So
He's just, I'm back,
I would
everybody.
say-
We'll see where this goes.
I generally feel frightened. I don't know that I can like or dislike. I
No,
like
we
the
have
fact.
to. We made a promise. We need to be men of our words.
so we give him.
We should give him a supportive comment, like his video, and say, "Great content, man. Keep it up."
Dude, never been.
Wait, you have to do it. You have to
I've
do it
never
under the
been on the edge of my seat for longer. These
You have
2
to do it under
minutes
the.
were tense.
You have to do it under the SciFiRebellion name. That way, he'll have to give us a view. We're gonna have to read aloud the comment. Audio listeners might have any idea what we just did. What Winnie just did.
let's
What
just
Winnie
say-
just did.
Let's just say there's a comment on his video now that says, "This is how I imagine it being read. I've never been on the edge of my seat longer than this. Truly astounding take, sir. Keep up the good work, Patriot."
That's beautiful. That's wonderful. Well,
And-
yeah, I think I don't
Give
want
him
to
the
watch
like.
him
Give him
anymore.
the like. Give him the like.
Oh,
Yeah. You sir have a like.
Oh my
Welcome.
God.
I mean, I don't even think we get likes.
We get like
he's getting
4
them left and right.
We get like 4.
Is it time when we sing the song to somebody that's watching? Who's watching? Who? I bet
Jesus.
we know. Should we already sang Jesus a song. We sang Drew a song, Tanner a song.
Jesus is a song.
Should we sing Joshua a song or CJ?
Joshua.
CJ song.
Or CJ?
CJ. I feel like CJ's more likely to hear the song than Josh.
This is a song to one of our subscribers.
Josh, prove me
Actually,
wrong.
I don't know if CJ subscribes, but if he doesn't, I am going to.
This
kill
song
him.
is not to him. It's to my other friend CJ.
My other friend CJ, he's cool. But my other friend CJ, not as cool.
Not as cool as pal CJ. Oh CJ, I wonder easy. CJ.
But
CJ. CJ.
You better click play on every video.
CJ.
And also subscribe to Jason Warner on YouTube. He has some of the most entertaining content.
Jason Warner.
CJ!
I said CJ.
CJ! Yeah.
all right,
That one's for you, CJ.
CJ, I don't want to say that you got the best song, but I will say that that was the best song that we've written thus far. Other
Dude,
than
I think
Who it's about? Who knows?
if
Jason. CJ.
every time once we run out of people that we know for a song, we'll just start doing it for anybody that comments. We're just gonna
Yes.
find your name.
Yeah.
We'll make a
So if you
song.
made it this far, comment, and then you'll get a song about you whenever we run out of friends.
And if you don't comment, we're gonna come at you. Now,
I'm at you real hard.
something really interesting that I've found while the worst case has been observing this book. You know, pretty solid book. You know, great, good amount of content. But what I found the other day was that if I look behind this book,
Bigger buck.
that's right,
Every worst
everybody.
case
The worst
scenario.
case has exited the travel era. No more UFOs. No more bribes. Now we're getting into real stuff. This is the complete. Look at that. Thick.
Hey, yo, Winnie.
Thick.
Why don't you give him a little taste of what we got in store?
Hey, yo, give him a little taste. Ain't nothing more,
Show him what
nothing
we
less.
got on the top shelf.
How to stop a car with no brakes. Imagine that. That's something you could actually use.
Inside or outside. You
I
do what
just
you
put my
want to do.
foot outside the door. You know, Flintstones that thing to a full
Or you-
stop.
Here's
Or
the
you just catch
second
it.
one I flipped to.
We
How to determine the gender of your date.
We're doing that one next week. We are doing that one next week.
All right, everybody, enjoy this podcast because if we didn't get canceled this week, it's next week.
We're doing it next week. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have 2 good nights. But the third night not as good as the first 2 because you have to have variety in
Oh,
your
a
life.
fortnight.
A Fortnite. Yeah, have a Everybody have a Fortnite.
Everybody go play Fortnite.
And
Sponsored by Fortnite.
I think we should leave everybody with one video, you know, just to send them off on a really positive note. I'm thinking, what are we thinking? Maybe like a video on how to make potato salad or something like that, or like maybe how to build a chair, or like
Out of potatoes. How to build a chair out of potatoes.
how to build
things out
a
of potatoes.
chair out of potatoes.
See?
Oh, this
You need
isn't.
For you to eat
potato.
the potato.
This is not. This
Potato.
is what?
Potato couch.
Couch
Epic
potato.
Meals.
All right, we're skipping ahead. Thank you,
Skip it.
Epic Meal
Skip
Time.
it.
We must find.
Bacon
Do they
strips.
wait? Do they sit in it? They don't sit on
No.
Don't sit on
it.
it.
You know what that is? That's a couch of lies.
That's a couch. of lies.
My
Those are no
goodness.
potatoes. Those are lies and false ambitions.
Yo, that is
Jesus Christ.
so gross.
Oh, that's that
Jesus
guy.
Christ.
That's that guy. He's a YouTube cook man.
He's a guy.
Oh,
That's correct, Jared.
oh.
Well, I'm just practicing for next week when we have to identify
Our
genders.
dates.
You know what's
Ah.
funny is I didn't switch the video over, so nobody actually saw that chair. That was just us reacting to a video. I think it's better that way. I'll just wait. I'll flash it over for like 1 second. Oh, behold. Oh,
Behold
okay,
chair.
it's gone.
There it is. That was your chair experience.
That was everybody. That last minute is literally just us just being like, oh, look at that. This podcast gets better every week, everybody. I hope you've been enjoying the new
Worst case.
the worst case. It is the worst case. It really.
It
I think
is.
it's great. I think that's a great name.
We thrive in our humbleness.
Our humility
Could you
is only
imagine
exceeded
like
by
just
our nobility.
leaving your YouTube running all night and it just like kept like picking a new video for you and you wake up to the worst case podcast? That would sound like
That sounds like the best case.
That's the best case.
the best omen for your day. Is
Yeah.
waking up with the worst case.
If you actively seek out our video, it's a bad omen. If
Yeah.
you randomly
Stumble
come across
across
it, best omen you'll ever get.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
I
getting
will-
pissed on by 10 birds.
I will play this note. What's that other sound?
No.
Oh, is it?
It's the music. It's the music.